English learners. Welcome back to the English Insight Podcast, your cozy place to learn English through real conversations. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Daniel. Today, we're going somewhere most of us have been before. A coffee shop.
Which sounds easy. You walk in, order a coffee, sit down, done.
Except that's not always how it feels when you're learning English.
Especially when the person behind the counter says something you didn't expect.
Exactly. You know what you want to say, but suddenly they ask you something different, and your brain goes, wait, what did they say?
And then you smile.
The universal emergency response.
Smile, nod, hope for the best.
Exactly. But here's what makes today's conversation interesting. Ordering coffee isn't really about memorizing phrases, because the moment you sit down, there are dozens of little conversations that can happen.
Like what?
A friend walks in. Someone asks if the seat beside you is free. The barista recommends something. You want to change your order. Or maybe someone starts talking to you, and you have absolutely no idea what to say next.
So we're not just learning how to say, I'd like a coffee.
No, we're learning what to do after that sentence. Because that's where real English begins.
Okay, let's imagine we're actually inside a coffee shop.
I'm already there.
Of course you are. You walk up to the counter. What do you say?
I'd probably say, "Hi, could I get a medium latte, please?"
Simple.
Exactly. And notice something. You don't need a complicated sentence. You just need to sound natural.
Sure. Would you like that hot or iced?
Iced, please.
Anything else?
No, that's all. Thanks.
And that's it.
Right. But here's where learners sometimes get nervous.
When the barista asks a follow-up question?
Exactly. Imagine you've ordered your coffee, and the barista says, "Would you like to try our new caramel cold brew?"
And you don't want it.
You don't need to panic. You can simply say, "No thanks, I'll just have the latte."
Or, no, I'm good, thanks.
Exactly. And that's a useful phrase. I'm good, thanks. It can mean no thank you.
So you don't always have to say a long sentence.
Right. Natural English is often much shorter than textbook English.
But what if you don't understand the barista?
This is important. Don't pretend you understand.
Even if you've already smiled?
Especially then. Just say, "Sorry, could you say that again?"
Sorry, could you say that again?
Perfect. Or, "Sorry, I didn't catch that."
I like that one.
It's very natural. And there's something else you can do. If they speak too quickly, don't immediately think, "My English is terrible." Maybe they simply spoke quickly.
That's true.
You can say, "Sorry, could you speak a little more slowly?"
And that's completely normal.
Absolutely. Native speakers ask people to repeat themselves all the time.
Okay, we've got the coffee. Now let's make things a little more interesting. Imagine you're sitting at a table and someone you know walks into the coffee shop.
"Oh, hey,
Daniel, what are you doing here?
Just grabbing a coffee?
Nice. Do you come here often?
Sometimes. I usually come here after work.
Really? What do you usually get?
Usually a latte. But today I'm trying something different."
That's brave.
It's coffee, Sarah.
You never know. It could change your life.
I'll let you know.
See? That conversation wasn't complicated.
And notice what happened. You didn't need to prepare 10 questions. You simply reacted to what I said.
That's actually a big point for English learners.
Very big. A conversation becomes easier when you stop trying to control every sentence. Listen. React. Then continue.
But what if the other person says something unexpected?
That's where conversation gets interesting. Imagine your friend says, "I just quit my job."
Whoa.
Really? Why?
Exactly. You don't need an advanced phrase. Your natural reaction can become the beginning of the conversation. Really? Why? How do you feel about it? What's your plan now?
And suddenly you've moved from ordering coffee to having a real conversation.
Exactly. That's why coffee shops are such a good place to practice English. The language isn't perfect. The situations aren't planned, and you don't know exactly what someone will say.
Which is actually what real English feels like.
Exactly. And here's something I want English learners to remember. Don't wait until you can speak perfectly before you start these little conversations. Because confidence doesn't come from knowing every possible sentence. It comes from realizing I can handle the next sentence.
Not the whole conversation. Just the next sentence.
Exactly. And that changes everything. So, next time you're in a coffee shop, don't just practice ordering. Listen to the people around you. Notice how they greet each other. Notice how they ask questions. Notice how they react. And if someone talks to you, don't search for the perfect answer. Give them a real one.
Not the whole conversation. Just the next sentence.
Exactly. And that changes everything.
So, next time you're in a coffee shop, don't just practice ordering. Listen to the people around you. Notice how they greet each other. Notice how they ask questions. Notice how they react.
And if someone talks to you, don't search for the perfect answer. Give them a real one.
Even if it's simple.
Especially if it's simple. Because simple English, when you actually use it, becomes real English. You know, there's another thing people forget about coffee shops. Sometimes you don't need to have a perfect conversation.
You know, there's another thing people forget about coffee shops. Sometimes you don't need to have a perfect conversation.
You can misunderstand something. You can ask someone to repeat it. You can even say, "Sorry, I'm still learning English." And the conversation can continue.
Exactly. Imagine you're sitting across from someone and they ask, "So, what brings you here?" You don't need a complicated answer. You could simply say, "I'm just meeting a friend." Or, "I wanted to try this coffee shop."
And then you can add one small question. What about you?
That's enough to keep the conversation going.
And here's something important for English learners. Don't try to prepare 10 sentences in your head before you speak.
Oh, yes. Because while you're preparing sentence number 5, the other person has already moved on to sentence number 10.
Exactly. You're not having a conversation anymore. You're giving yourself an English exam.
And nobody asked for an exam.
So instead, listen for one word you understand. Maybe they say, "I usually come here after work." You don't need to understand every word. Just catch "after work." Then ask, "Do you work nearby?"
And suddenly, you have another conversation.
That's the secret. A conversation doesn't need perfect English. It needs a small connection, then another one, then another.
And if you make a mistake,
Keep going. If you say, "I come here yesterday," and realize it was wrong, don't stop the whole conversation. Just continue. I came here yesterday.
See? You corrected yourself without turning it into a big moment.
Exactly. Real conversations are messy. People pause, people forget words, people change sentences halfway through. English learners sometimes think native speakers speak perfectly. They don't.
They just make mistakes faster.
That's actually a pretty good way to put it.
So, the next time you're in a coffee shop, don't wait until your English feels perfect. Order your coffee. Ask a simple question, listen to the answer, and give yourself permission to be a little imperfect.
Because the goal isn't to sound like someone who has studied English for 20 years. The goal is to become someone who isn't afraid to use it.
And once you stop worrying about every sentence, you may notice something surprising. You're not just ordering coffee anymore. You're actually having a conversation.
And that's when English starts feeling less like something you're studying and more like something you're living.